One.
What up, buddy?
What's up, man? How's it going? How was your weekend?
Good. It's season 9, episode 16 of Windy City Rant. If
Yeah,
you
we're way out there. You guys miss anything?
yeah, there's a few games, a few championships, few shows, but you're all
More
caught up.
importantly, I'm considering this Victory Monday because we didn't lose. I mean,
It is Victory Monday. I mean, I should have said if we were gonna say any victory, that's good transition. Cheers, my friend. Let's just do a quick recap. You were gonna decide to pay attention to fantasy. Next week, you told me you were gonna dominate. You told me that my team was shit and you were doing great. And then
which
we played.
I did dominate.
And I told you should focus on trying to get into the playoffs. And then we faced each other this week, and I'm almost doubling your score.
Yeah, my team did not show up. They did not show up. So I'm gonna go through my team again for everybody, in case they don't remember. Herbert.
Why do you want to pain them through this terrible?
Because it's not a bad team. It's just a bunch of nobody to show up this week for some reason.
I think it's the head coach. That's what I think.
It is. It is. To be fair, there wasn't much going on my bench either.
There was literally nothing you could have done that would have prevented me from whooping your ass this week.
No, you had Prescott, who actually just beat his projection, so it's not like he did above and beyond, but he did better. I mean, you had Tyreek Hill, who nearly doubled his points. You got Deebo Samuel going now, who's already better than projected.
I had more points on my bench than.
Yeah,
I think my bench has more points than you.
20,
your entire team.
40, 60, 72.
Ooh, it would be a close one right now.
You have 3 less points on your bench than I do starting right now.
There's a chance. You have the kicker, and I have Kittle on my bench going. So I think that's a side bet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely close because if Kittle keeps playing the way he has been right now, I'm not going to say that like I've been watching the game because I'm going to be honest, I haven't. I just jumped out the shower. So, but I did see Kittle already had 33 yards and a touchdown very quickly in like the first drive or two or something like that. So it's not bad. It's not bad at all.
This episode is sponsored by Blue Moon. It's delicious, delicious taste, nice orange Belgian style wheat ale. Back to you.
Well, I am got a fruity beer as well though, actually. It's very similar to what I was drinking last week. Same box, but it's Melon Cart. And it's a watermelon wheat ale.
Honeydew?
Honeydew. Honey, I do.
How do you do?
I'd be doing all right if I was actually beating you, because now that's annoying.
Well, I told you what was going to happen. You just wanted to run your mouth, and then I told you it wasn't going to happen, and you're getting stomped as you always do in this league. But
yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah, this is not a good week. But whatever. It is what it is at this point. Speaking
of football, and we're talking about Monday Night Football and Kittle. It's going on right now. We're recording Monday night. I don't know if you check out Peyton and Eli on ESPN2. And
I still haven't, man.
Oh my God, you are missing out. It is fantastic. Normally, I would rather listen to like the announcers and play-by-play.
Sure.
But it is always entertaining. Like I tend to like listening to Tony Romo because generally he gives pretty good insights of what's going on in the game.
Romo is pretty good, man. I like him as an analyst.
Right. You don't have somebody that's just being a color commentator that's never played football, right? Or that has and never really did anything. But you get these two guys, and then they usually get like they have like star NFL athletes and other professionals that are still going while the game is going on. But tonight I just had it on right before we started recording, and they have Phil Mickelson on, and he is just ripping in to both of the brothers. He goes, Phil goes to Eli, or what is he? He goes to Eli, and he's like, your brother is known as one of the most fierce competitors, champion, Hall of Fame quarterback, Super Bowl winner, all-time leader. But you've won all the Super Bowls you've been in, and Eli or Peyton tends to get hurt. So would you say your brother's soft? And he's just like playing out. He was just playing them against each other. It was pretty funny listening to them kind of razz on one another.
The match is coming back. Mickelson versus Manning.
it would be pretty good to I don't know, like I think this is an interesting concept. I don't know if it works for other players, but Payne usually works with whatever he does. Like anything he
Sure.
touches is good. Eli's pretty dull. I mean, but that's kind of Eli. He just has that dumb looking face on.
He just has that face. I just want to punch.
Yeah, I mean, he's not very personable. He doesn't really give a whole lot of insight other than like poor, he just cries wolf and
But how's the chemistry there? I mean, they're brothers, so it's obviously they've been together basically their entire lives, and then they both made it to the NFL.
Yeah, it was I think it's Peyton's son. Like, dude, this kid, we already know the genetics in the family with Archie, Peyton, Eli, like it's clearly in the genetics. But
Other
I
Archie.
think it's Arch Manning, I think is Peyton's son, who's in high school now.
I've seen his
Dude,
highlights.
This kid is going to be like, all he has to do is just say he wants to be a quarterback and focuses on that. Like your dad is arguably like one of the smartest quarterbacks ever of reading defenses.
Yeah, I actually did see a highlight the other day. I'm sure you saw it too. But
him just throwing dimes, like
him throwing
downfield.
dimes and then him just taking off. He's got speed, man.
That's
one
not
of the things.
A Manning can't have speed. That's just
right, and that's what I was getting at, because that's what the announcer was like. He's like, wow, he looks good. He's like, and he has something his dad does not. He can run.
Well, he's still pretty young, right? Like,
right, absolutely.
They're all pretty slow at this point. They move around, and then his genetics will probably catch up to him. But
yeah, and then all of a sudden the forehead would weigh him down, and he's done.
Yeah, I mean, lead with your head. I mean, but I normally don't like follow any really athletes' sons or daughters, but it's interesting to think what could be because of the pedigree of already playing out with Archie, Peyton, Eli, the Super Bowls, the passing yards, the touchdowns, the experience. Like, could you imagine just that, like, just after a game dinner, if the family got together and be like, all right, well, let's break down this game. What were you seeing? Like, all right, next time number 12, who doesn't know what he's doing as a wide receiver, just tell him to do a in and out and run up. It's like,
yeah, that the intangibles that are there that you're not going to get, even if your like dad was a professional quarterback. This is one of the best professional quarterbacks ever.
Like,
yeah,
he's still conscious. He's not a vegetable. Then he can go see Uncle Eli, and his brother can tell him or his uncle can tell him how he beats Tom Brady. And then he can go to his grandpa and teach him how it used to be when they were men in football, like.
And then he can go talk to his uncle. I can't remember his name. I don't think anybody really ever does. And what is he like? I think he's an accountant now. No.
Okay. No, brother. Yeah. His other uncles, he was in like real estate development. I gotta imagine he's the black sheep of the family, even though he's really successful.
I was gonna say he's gonna be successful as all hell. Like, he probably made an insane amount of money and is doing extremely well on his own by himself.
He's still the least favorite.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're all eating dinner with their Super Bowl trophies, and then there's
all the rings. They're like, pass me the mashed potatoes.
Sorry, my hand's weighing me down.
Yeah, for sure. It's he could win the Nobel Prize, cure cancer, win whatever it is, and then they're like, yeah, but did you see how he read the single safety high?
Your brother has touchdown records.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but that's you should definitely check it out. It's worth watching.
It's ESPN2 though, you said it right?
Yeah, ESPN2, but I think they do it like every other.
Okay.
I think they do it.
Can I watch ESPN2 on ESPN Plus?
Yes. You should be able to watch everything.
Okay, cool. I don't have cable anymore, so it's like everything I watch is
I do not. Basically. Shameless plug, but I'm on YouTube TV now, and I don't think I'll ever go back to cable.
Nice.
I mean, even if I get internet and then pay for YouTube TV, I think it's like $68 with the sports package. But I mean, to be able to just stream that on any television, you can add any channels you really want. Unlimited DVR. It's fantastic.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah, I don't have any kind of cable, so all those channels I just find a different way to watch stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they just happen to appear on the screen. I mean,
Yeah, I
You
don't.
just
I
hit the
mean,
browser and they're there. You can't do anything about that.
I wish I could watch this. Oh, hey, there it is.
All right.
So it's not bad. But I did get Paramount Plus actually recently. It was free.
For what? Why'd you get it?
T-Mobile. Do you have T-Mobile?
Yeah,
What-
but did you just get it for the hell of it, or did you want to watch something?
No, it's free right now with T-Mobile.
All right.
T-Mobile. You just Google Paramount Plus T-Mobile, and they'll give you a free year.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's on there. I don't know. I went through it. I mean, there's.
I have Paramount right now, but I don't
Oh,
have
okay.
Paramount Plus. They have their
Okay.
own.
Yeah, it's a lot of crap. Like there's a lot of stuff on there where it's like I'll never watch that, but
Hmm.
hey, at least the options there. Like
Well,
I
and
could
that's
I scroll through movies for like an hour just to keep going.
well, and that's what I've liked about YouTube TV too, is there's so much stuff on there, and then there's movies that if you're a little patient on it, there's movies on there and you'd be like, okay, just add it to my
Mhm.
library, and then it'll be playing like next Monday on TNT or something like that.
Oh,
and then
nice.
it will just record and then it's there.
Oh, it
So,
automatically records for you then?
yeah. So whenever it's
Nice.
on one of the 1900 channels of cable that YouTube
That's
is
dope.
connected to. Yeah. So it's pretty nice.
Nice. But
Yes.
I
So
do wanna
I'll
talk-
give it. Oh, go ahead.
oh yeah. No, I do want to talk about the drink I sent you really quick, just because I was thinking
Oh
about
yeah,
that again
I
earlier.
forgot about that.
Um,
What was that?
Yeah.
It looks really good.
it's just something I quickly threw. Well, I wouldn't say quickly because it did take a little bit of time. Just something I threw together.
Wait,
While
that was
we're-
you?
Oh yeah, I made
That
that.
wasn't you.
Yeah. I've gotten pretty decent at making drinks, man. I'm very much
Get
enjoying.
the hell out of here. Was this really you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I swear.
Really? This was really
Yeah.
well done. I like
Thanks.
this.
Thanks. Maybe I'll put it up on our page then real quick so people can see, just because
No,
I
I definitely thought this was just somebody like making one of these like reels. Yeah,
Oh.
you did a really good job.
I threw that together on with some stupid app that I downloaded really quick because I was trying to take a video and not really edit it. So I was doing the whole pause, then record again, then pause, then record again with my crap.
Did
And then
you
just download some dumb app.
so when I'm watching the video right now and I see you did something with the smoke and burning, maybe,
Mhm.
but I didn't actually see you burn it in the video.
Yeah, so I had it smoking before I started the video, and after a while I was like, oh, I'll record
Oh,
it.
wait,
so I
hold
can-
on. Let's back up. What's the drink called?
I don't. I mean, it doesn't have any. It's
All right,
literally
so
something I threw
So
together.
tell me what it is. Michael's signature cocktail. That's what we're calling it. But what's in it?
So essentially, it's very similar to an old fashioned.
Okay,
I
it looked
just-
like one.
I just mix it up a bit. I hickory wood smoked my glass, and I smoked a cherry and orange peel.
It looks really good.
So hickory smoked that really quick. So while that's going, I took a couple sugar cubes. I
Mhm.
took an orange wedge.
Look at
I
bitters.
Took some bitters. Yeah, the Angostura bitters. What is that called? Angostura bitters? I don't
Was it orange? Orange bitters?
It was not the orange bitters. It was like
You should
the-
get that. That's good.
I do
That's
have
good.
orange bitters as well. But this is like the typical old
Okay.
fashioned bitters that you would use. They're not called. Some people try to sell old fashioned bitters, but these are like Angostura bitters or whatever they're called. Threw some of that in there, about 3-4 dashes maybe. I threw a couple cherries in there, a little
Yep.
bit of cherry juice from the jar,
Mint, right?
mint. Definitely threw some mints in there, and then I muddled all that.
Yeah, it
And
looked
so
good.
muddled
Looks
that for a bit, and then also before I started muddling, I also threw in 1.5 ounces. So some people, I don't know what an actual shot is supposed to be, like an ounce or maybe 1.5 ounces. I don't know, but what I use,
one shot is 1 ounce.
okay. So then I'm definitely making this a little stronger than I thought.
An
So I
old
was doing-
fashioned strong.
Yeah, I did 1.5 ounces of the hell is that stuff called? I think it's in the video. I'm gonna pull that
What
up
was
really
the
quick.
whiskey? Or
The whiskey I used was Templeton Rye. I love me some Templeton Rye.
Okay, I don't think I've had that.
Oh, I think you'll absolutely enjoy Templeton Rye. So I did all those ingredients that I had just mentioned. I threw ice in there too. I muddled the ice with it because I wanted it to cool down just like a little bit, but I also threw Aperol in there.
Yep.
And I threw a 1.5 ounces of Aperol, muddled all that together. Then once that was all muddled together, I took 3 ounces of Templeton Rye, threw that in there. shook that vigorously, made sure that all got
It
nice and
doesn't
shaken.
seem too strong. I mean, when I would make an old fashioned through the Bartesian, I mean
Mhm.
that was probably like close to 3 shots.
Yeah, which that's yeah. So this is 3 shots of whiskey then, and 1 shot of Aperol, which to me that's good. I like to taste my liquor,
Yeah.
so I want to make sure I can taste it. I don't want it to be too sweet.
And you did a
Um,
little presentation with the toothpick and everything on the top. It
yeah,
was
I mean,
good. You
I
look
wanted to
good,
I
man.
wanted to make it a little pretty. And then after that,
How long did it take you to make that though? It looked like it
um,
took you a while.
the video took a while because I was trying to figure out how we can hold the camera and do all this crap, but I got it down pretty quick, and it actually came out pretty good. And then, I topped it off with the cherry and little orange peel on there, like I
That's
sent you.
good. Yeah. I mean,
And then at the end, I don't think I put it in the video because I could not figure out how I was going to record it. But I took some mint, slapped it on the back of my hand to
yep. You
release
got to
some
give
of
it a
the
little
oils.
spank. Gotta
Yeah,
give it
you
a
got
little
to spank,
spank.
dude. Once you spank it, it lets out everything you need. Throw it on top of the glass. Smells good. And then
Pow.
I finished it off with the zest. I did a little zest of the orange peel right on it, and uh, full disclosure, I probably had about 5 or 6 of those.
Ooh, you
It
were a
was
toasty.
it was good. It was good.
All right. So I think what we now just have is every week one of us is going to be making a drink and see how it goes.
I'd be down for that. I'm
I
having
I could make my have you ever heard, well, so this is nowhere near as complex, but this is tequila. And have you ever heard of an old man's, or not old man, a poor man's margarita?
what I don't know what's in it.
So I learned this from my wife and my father-in-law, but basically it's tequila. This is like so simple, but it's tequila and basically limeade and
Hmm,
limes.
makes sense.
Oh, dude. Like in a pinch, like a poor man's margarita, fantastic.
So I also do a pretty decent margarita on the rocks.
I'm sure you
Um,
do.
it's a 2-1-1 ratio. Tequila, lime juice, or lemon juice, depending on what you want. I do lime, and Cointreau.
Mm,
2-1-1 ratio. Amazing. Then if you want to add like something a little different, then you can add like, some different juice or whatever. But I'm big on smoking my cups and drinks now that I
it's
smoke
good.
everything I make.
It's a really nice touch.
It
There's
is.
a restaurant called Lazy Dog. For those that haven't heard of it, they're a nationwide chain. There's some in Illinois. They're all over there's some in Colorado, but they have a really good old fashioned, but they also do the burnt and the smoke, the hickory smoke. And it's just a nice touch.
It is. It like the smell. I enjoy the smell. Like even afterwards, like I'll lift up the lid because I have it on a lid that I use. And it's just nice big whiff. It's so good. It's so
Yeah,
good.
I mean, I don't know, maybe look out. Maybe you got a new career. Maybe you can be a mixologist.
Hey man, call me up. I'll bartend your parties. Let's do it.
I like it.
There is
I'll
one
just
that I
call-
do want to try soon. It's called a
Is it a
Rusty
party
Nail.
if it's just me and you? Like I just call you up, I'll just sit on
Oh,
the
yeah.
couch and you just make drinks.
Yeah, it's still a party.
I love it.
It's absolutely a party. If I show up, it's a party.
Oh snap.
There is this other drink I want to try. It's called a Rusty Nail. As I was looking it up because as soon as I made that, I was like, I wonder. This has got to be a thing already. There's no way I invented this. Somebody had put this together before, because it seems too easy. And there was one I found was a Rusty Nail. It's just Drambuie and whiskey. That's it.
Rusty Nail Cocktail Recipe liquor.com. What do we got here? I love when they I was like, I thought that was it's 1 1/2 ounce of scotch, but the way the website has it, it looks like 11/2 ounces of scotch.
That's my favorite ratio.
What
are you drinking?
5 and change?
Yeah, what are you drinking? I'm drinking about 5 shots of scotch here. How many fingers?
And then 3/4 ounce of Drambuie. What is Drambuie?
So I was curious as well. So I learned about it actually. And apparently it's been around forever. And it's off of some kind of honey, like some special hard to get honey. And it's off a flower in Scotland, I believe. Of course, as I'm saying, I just learned about it. I'm already forgetting most of it, but it's alpha in Scotland, and they do it like every so often. Like it's not a normal thing that they do, but they get these bees. The beekeepers release them over by those flowers. They recollect the bees, and they get this honey. Ooh, I like it. And they get this honey, and they use that honey to make drambuie, which I think in itself is maybe about 35% alcohol itself. So it's like 70 proof or whatever.
Oh my goodness.
So it's strong to begin with. And it's supposed to be really good. So I'm very interested in trying it. And they say a nice peaty scotch will work for it, which I have some peaty scotches that
Lagavulin. I wouldn't mix Lagavulin though.
I wouldn't either, but I do have Loch Lomond.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
And that is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the wife got me this awesome little this rocks glass, and it has a quote from one of the great legends: never half-ass two things, whole ass one thing. Ron Swanson.
Love it.
Yep. I am the Piggly. I'm drinking the Piggly Wiggly, the Pigs in a Blanket, the pork chop, Whistling Pig. Have you had that before?
I have not, and I've been looking at it so many times because there is some pretty expensive bottles of it, and it's they can get up there. I mean, I don't know which one you're drinking. I don't know if there's like an affordable one or not, but the ones I've seen
they're
are pretty
not they're
expensive.
not terrible, but that's the thing. Like when you start some scotch, some whiskeys, it can get up there, and then if you want to try something, sometimes it's pretty difficult just to go try something because you don't want to spend $80 on a bottle of alcohol and end up not liking it, right? And then it's just sitting in your, it's just sitting in your liquor cabinet, and it's not like that's the one you want to bring out and give people because you don't like it. So that's a tough sell unless you get that really drunk friend that it just wants to drink something and you're like, all right, here you go. But
rough. I've been there.
Something doesn't surprise me. You're the really drunk friend that they're doing.
Been there once or twice. But I do like making drinks now, even if it's not for me. Even if we're like just hanging out and someone's like, hey, let's make a drink. Like, what do you have? Let me throw something together really quick. And I've gotten better at it. I definitely could
you start to learn
talk myself up there.
You start to learn kind of what blends well together, and what you like doesn't always mean what other people like. But I'm trying to find exactly, I think it was a 15-year Whistling Pig, or I keep saying whistling, it's Whistle Pig.
So yeah,
but
I know what you meant.
It's a Whistling Pig. That was terrible. Yeah, I think it's 15 years. I want to say it was like 70 or 80. Oh, maybe it was more than that. Jesus. No, I think it was. I was
gonna say I'm pretty sure the fifth. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure the 15 is closer to 3.
Yeah, it was the rye. But I tend to like rye whiskey.
You like Templeton then? That I use in this drink.
Yeah, I have a little collection going too. Shout out to my buddy Ryan. He kind of got me going too.
Hi, Ryan.
Yeah, for a moment there, he was every paycheck he would just go and buy a different bottle of scotch or whiskey, which is a great theory. You just buy yourself one, but not when you're hammering the bottle every time. But I don't know if he's still doing that now, but he was getting a decent collection of stuff. My problem is like when you start talking like this amount, it's like, I have my go-tos at this point, and then I don't really want to shell out that amount of money. I mean, if I was going to do a value buy, I like Woodford. That's usually
I do like Woodford
because you can get like a decent sized bottle for $30-some, and it tastes good.
I've not thrown this bottle out yet, but I did finish it. It is Henry McKenna 10-year. It is actually amazing. And if I'm not mistaken, it won the 2019 Whiskey of the Year.
Really?
Which is a big deal because bottled and bond whiskeys do not win. They don't win contests like that. They don't win best whiskey of the year. And it was actually very controversial. because it's a bottled in bond, and they're like, well, let me see you do it again. You're not gonna be able to do it again because it's been aged, bottled according to whatever regulations the United States, the U.S. government says you got to do. But you can't exactly duplicate it. So it's like you make it, but the next batch you make might not taste the same. So they're a little it was a little controversial when they won, and normally those bottles go for the ones that win. You're looking at like 100, 200, sometimes really expensive
I've
bottles.
never spent that. How much is the most the most you spent on one bottle?
The most I've ever spent on one bottle wasn't for me though, and I've done this twice. I bought.
Wasn't for me.
It was not for you.
Oh,
I bought one as a wedding gift, and I bought one for my dad on his 60th birthday.
that's good. That's good gift.
Yes, a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Label.
Oh, okay. All right.
So not
$3 bills.
expensive, but
That's
more
$3 bills,
expensive.
right?
I think they've significantly gone up. I didn't pay that much.
Really?
Yeah, when I got them, they were closer to 200.
Okay, maybe it's $2 bills, $3 bills.
But I think they have gone up recently. It is a good bottle.
So here's a whiskey for you. It's not too crazy, but you will never be able to find it. I think it's Blanton's.
Blanton's, yep, down in Kentucky.
Yeah, well, they don't release them that often, and when they release them, they're gone immediately. So like you have to have like 6 liquor stores on speed dial and be friends with them. I was over at my uncle's. I was just messaging with him, like figuring out what it was called, but that was really good too. That was one of those where like you just can't get them. They don't produce it that often. I mean, granted, any of the major whiskeys and scotches, that gets way up there in price, but I think it was like $70 or something like that.
Yeah, and actually it's cheaper if you can go down to the town. I forget where it is. Frankfurt. No, not Frankfurt. I can't even think of it off the top of my head. I'll actually Google it real quick.
It was a cool bottle too. I mean,
yeah, and it's very nice. They also they have different. Those tops are pretty nice. You're supposed to collect the tops because you can get yourself a different letter or whatever. But if you go down, so Blanton's is in, I know it's in Kentucky. Why is my stuff not coming up?
Blanton, Kentucky.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever, this is acting up. But if you go down there, it's supposed to be cheaper and easier to get, but still hard to get, and still a little bit on the pricier side, I guess, depending on what your idea of pricey is. But when you go to, like, say you want to get in Illinois, they jack up the prices because they're so hard to get.
Oh yeah,
supply and demand. 70. Yeah, you'll spend 70 up here, but when you're in Kentucky, you'll get it for like 50.
So you said Johnny Walker Blue, and then what was the other one?
As far as whiskeys go, that's the most expensive I've paid.
Okay. You beat me.
I've gotten tequila that was $120.
Julio?
I did not buy the Julio 1942. But I've had it.
Pretty good.
It's good, but I think this one is better that I got. It's actually a handmade ceramic bottle, and it's hand painted. They're beautiful. It's Casa Azul. It's really good. I like it. But if you want a more affordable tequila, CASA AZUL. The video on how they make it too is awesome on their website.
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Beautiful bottle. If you want actually an affordable tequila, if you're into tequila, go Don Julio.
I'm trying to
go Don Julio 70. That's about a $70 bottle. If you spend more than 75, you're getting ripped off. But that's a much better
for
bottle.
that bottle, or for that, like, what are you saying? You're getting ripped off?
If you pay more than $75 for that bottle, yeah, you're getting ripped off.
Okay.
They're normally about 70, and just coincidence that it's the Don Julio 70.
I never drink tequila. Like, I would never have tequila like just sipping straight. Like, it's always mixed with something. I'm never just hammering shots.
One of the last times we hung out at your house before you sold it, we had tequila straight. We had Terramana straight.
Oh, that's true. But that was because it was Terramana, and you gotta give your respect to the Rock.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Oh,
Yeah,
man,
I
can have
this is a
whole
great
episode on
transition.
liquor.
I can't even make a better transition. So we saw this weekend, we saw the movie Red Notice on Netflix. Have you
Oh
seen
yeah,
that?
is it good? No, I haven't.
I would give it like, okay, 10 being the best, probably like 7.1.
Which is pretty good. It's a rock movie. You're going for entertainment, not for great story or anything.
Yeah, I was really excited because it had Ryan Reynolds and The Rock in it, and those two played up pretty
Oh,
well off one
Your man
another.
crush was going off the charts at that
Oh,
point.
dude, raging man crush. But it was a decent movie. It was entertaining. It dragged on a little bit too long,
Mhm.
but I understand at the end of it why it did. So
Okay.
it's worth checking out, but it's like it's still a 2-hour movie. It's like, okay,
Oh well.
let's wrap this thing up.
Since you're talking about your man crush Ryan Reynolds, I haven't seen this yet, but have you seen Free Guy?
No, but I want to see that one.
I do want to see it so bad.
It looks
I heard
good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it does look really good.
He's been kind of like, I kind of feel like Ryan Reynolds. I think this is a pretty fair analogy. Marky Mark, or Mark Wahlberg, he had a really good run of movies like where he was in. He just like hammered out good movies, like boom,
Sure.
boom, boom, boom. Where I think Ryan Reynolds, he's been kind of doing something similar now too. I'm trying to think.
I love the Deadpools, both of them.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna have another one because why not? They're crushing in the movie theaters. But Ryan Reynolds, I'm trying to think. So he did, other than the Green Lantern, I can think he's just pretty much been in some pretty damn good movies. Did you see the new My Wife's Bodyguard? Or
I haven't seen either one of those, Hitman's Bodyguard or Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard actually made me laugh way more than I was expecting. Like,
Nice.
I was laughing hysterically during that movie.
Nice. I mean, I wouldn't say loved. I really like Detective Pikachu. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. Did you see Six Underground?
I did not. I heard that's also
a
pretty
crazy movie.
good. Man, there's so much I got to catch up on.
That one was, I thought that movie was really interactive because they did a really good chase scenes, and the fighting and the shooting, and when someone dies, it's usually like you see him get shot and that's it. But like the chase scenes, they did pretty good CGI where like
Nice.
it looked like a video game when someone getting launched from a front windshield, or like being tossed out of a car. Like you see like kind of what happens after the fact. So that was pretty intense. But yeah, it was a decent movie. I wouldn't say it's a great movie by no means, but it was a good movie. It will definitely have a draw. There was a star cast in there, and the chick from Wonder Woman, what's her name?
Gal Gadot.
Yep, she's in that too. So I mean,
so it's definitely a worth a watch.
Yeah, it's great. Great cast anyway.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm almost done with The Wire on HBO. I'm on the last season.
I never watched that.
It's pretty good. There's 5 seasons.
It's up there as like one of like the highest rated shows.
Yeah. And I agree. It's a great show. I wouldn't.
Are you watching HBO?
I have HBO.
You have HBO?
Yeah.
Like, did a fairy give you HBO, or did?
No, I have, what is it, HBO Max or whatever. Whatever they're
through T-Mobile.
Initially, I actually, they had some crazy Black Friday sale where it was $60 for like a year, which is extremely cheap.
That's what I do for, I think, like ESPN Plus.
Go to Black Friday sale?
No, I think it's just like an annual subscription.
For just ESPN Plus?
Yeah.
I have Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus as a bundle package, and it's $12 a month.
Still cheaper though. I think I'm paying $60 for the year.
Yeah,
for ESPN Plus.
3 services.
But Netflix, we have a fairy that helps us with that, and then
samesies.
And then Disney Plus. Then we have another friend fairy that who makes some really good old fashioned drinks, helps us with that.
Nice.
So,
but yeah, I do have a HBO Max, I guess it's called. I don't know. That's how I was watching Entourage when I was watching it.
Did you finish that?
Oh yeah, I had finished that. I think we had
We-
talked about that. I didn't watch the movie though. I've not seen the movie.
So what did you think? All right. So what did
It
you
was
think
good.
of the show? It was a good show, right?
It was a good show. An insane amount of people are on it.
Well, towards the end of it, it was just like you celebrities just wanted to
Yeah, there's
make an appearance.
Everyone
cameo.
cameoed, like everyone. It was
Yeah.
crazy. But it was good. It was definitely a really good show. There was some parts of some seasons that were like, all right, I know you're just trying to tell the story at this point, but let's move on. But then they picked it up again and
Yeah.
they fixed it. So that was good.
I liked the movie a lot. I wish it
I've
did
not
really
seen it yet.
well. I wish it did really well.
It's not on
Because then they would
HBO.
make another one, but they're not going.
I don't
to.
understand how the Entourage movie's not on HBO, but it's not.
It's on Amazon. I bought it on Amazon Prime,
Okay.
but for a while it was just on Amazon Prime, which
Got
I'm
it, got
assuming
it.
you have because I think it's just a requirement in the US now to be a
Yeah,
Prime member.
I have the primes. But yeah, the Wire's so it's 5 seasons. I'm on season 5. Season 1, amazing. It took an episode and a half for it to start, really though. The first episode and a half was just kind of like, hi everybody, this is who we are.
Right.
And then
Ari
season-
Gold is amazing.
yeah.
when he
Ari-
when he moves his office, I don't think I've laughed harder. Like if I think about all times I've laughed in my life, the episode where, spoiler, I don't care if you haven't seen it. The show's like 10 years old at this
yeah,
point.
it's old already.
It's on you. But when go watch it because it's this funny. But when he moves his office to the valley and he has to walk up the stairs when it's super hot because the elevator's not working. And Lloyd gives him this good luck Buddha for the opening, and he just smashes it with a coffee pot when oh my God.
Yeah, destroyed it.
I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard, just tears coming out of my mouth and my eyes, but I got some in my eye. I just cannot get it out. Oh my God. But yeah, that Ari Gold, man, I wanted to see him do stand up, which just to say I saw him, but
I wonder if that would be any good.
I don't think it would be. He had terrible reviews, but
I can
he's
see
not
that.
really a stand-up. He's more of like not like a performer or like art theater.
He's Ari Gold. That's it.
Yeah. If he did it as Ari Gold, oh my God.
That'd be
pay
pretty
big
funny.
Money.
All right, so I gotta ask this because I thought this as I was watching it, and they even mentioned that it might happen. Entourage coming back.
I've been hearing about that. I'm very excited.
How the hell would that work right now?
not
Nothing
gonna work.
Ari Gold says can be said on TV anymore.
Oh my God, that's cancel culture written all over it.
Yeah, you can't say you can't say you can't say anything that Ari Gold said. How the hell would that make it after an episode or two?
What's great too in that show is they're literally talking about how they're going to cancel him in the show of all
yeah.
the bad shit he said.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's lucky that he's super rich and basically ran that company because anywhere else, any other job, gone.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, well, that was one of the things that they said too about bringing the show back is it would have to be different, and they can't do it the same way they did. Which I love the show; it's one of my favorite shows of all time. I wouldn't want to bring it back if it's not going to be in the same lane, is what it is.
And I think it can sort of be that because it is HBO, but even at that point, I think there's still going to be so many upset people that might just kind of.
I don't know. It's HBO. Dude, does the trigger woke America even afford HBO?
Oh, HBO is almost necessary now.
Is that the Prime?
HBO's got a lot of good stuff on there.
If you want premium television.
I started watching like a lot of different things. Like I watched Barry.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I loved Barry. I watched the 2 seasons that are there. I have
Eastbound and Down.
Eastbound and Down is hilarious.
I mean, if you're a man, it's absolutely hilarious. If you're a woman, you will absolutely hate the show. But that's probably one of the most underrated shows of all time.
Yeah, it's so good. This one, I'm gonna go guilty pleasure because I don't think you even probably considered watching it, but I love me some Anna Kendrick, so I watched Love Life, the first season.
Oh, I have my trash television. It's fine.
She's it's essentially just her going through the entire season, like is someone new that she's dating basically every episode. just trying to find her love or whatever, but it's a comedy.
I just
And-
envision your wife coming home, the kids asleep, and you just having like a glass of Pinot and a big thing of popcorn, just watching it.
So I did watch the entire series by myself. It's not nobody else watched it with me. And there may have been a few times where I was on the couch with a drink in hand and just watching it, you know,
Can you believe what she said to her?
just sitting on the couch with a nice little blanket, a nice little drink, and my feet crossed, my legs crossed, and just sitting
Did you
there.
have your slippers on? Your nice warm socks?
No, because you don't wear slippers on the couch, man. Come on.
Well, maybe you're cold. I don't know.
Oh, that's why you put the blanket over. But season 2 did just finish, and I have not seen it. But she is not the main character this time. They switch it off to some dude, which I don't know if I can watch it now because I really did just watch it for
That's
her.
all right.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I got to get HBO back. I was finishing up The Sopranos, which I surprisingly never
Still haven't
watched.
seen either.
It's a great show. That's up there too. But never finished it. One show that we did start last night. We're a little late to the party, but it's still a lot of people haven't seen it. Squid Game.
So I've not seen it yet.
All right. Well, you will watch an episode tonight. It's
I heard it
messed
takes
up.
an episode. I heard it takes an episode and a half at least, and maybe 2 episodes
Two
before you even
episodes.
can get into it.
Well, the one episode is just like setting it up and how people got there.
Sure.
Second episode, you're like, what the is going on? Third episode, you're like, oh my God, it's going down.
I haven't seen any of it. I mean, I know what happens because I've already had people spoil it for me, which I still don't care. I'd still probably watch it anyway. But I hear episode 6 is the tearjerker.
Don't tell me. I don't hear it.
If you're almost there. So
we got through 3 episodes. No
be prepared.
spoiler.
No, I'm not going to spoil it. I mean, but I hear episode 6, you have to be prepared to watch it, is what I'm told.
Okay.
So
I mean, we watched that right before bed. That was a great show to watch right before bed. Talking about
absolutely.
messed up dreams. Red light, green light. Pow, 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 pow.
Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that was that one. I'm intrigued because that's a pretty unique show. Like there hasn't been anything like that I could even.
And there is a
remember.
season 2 coming up.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it crushed
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Yeah. So they already announced it. The creator announced the season 2 already. So I do
Well,
want to
and-
watch that as well.
So that should be on your list. Money Heist for sure should be on your list.
I heard that was also one of the greatest shows, and I've not watched that either yet.
Dude, that's
Did you watch it? In
that
Spanish?
was one of the best happy mistakes ever. Just started
Nice.
watching that show, and for non-English speaking show where it's dubbed in, like it's
So
it's
you watched it in English dub. You didn't watch the
did.
Spanish one with subtitles?
You know what? I think I did both. I think
Okay.
we've watched it twice.
Okay.
Obviously when you're watching it on subtitles, you're paying more attention to the subtitles because you're reading it unless you speak the language. Like I don't speak the language, so I had to read the subtitles. But the dubbed in English, you just end up not focusing on their mouth, and it's fine. I mean,
So
well,
that bugs me. That actually really bugs me. Is
But
the
I think
focus
they
on the mouth.
do. They do a pretty good job of like making the
Okay.
words closer.
I'm a
It's not going to
big,
be like one of those
subtitles guy.
racist like Korean films where they're like,
Sure.
"Hi."
I'm very big on the subtitles. Like they even said there's like when you watch Squid Games, there's 2 different subtitles for you to watch in English. Because one is a direct translation and one is kind of like a rough translation, and they don't match up, I guess.
Yeah, so we've been watching it dubbed in, which I'm okay. Well, and then there's like I think it's Korean, but there's like stuff they're holding up or a magazine or something, and then they put in the subtitle just so you know what the hell
Oh
they're
yeah, for sure.
looking at.
Nice.
Yeah, but that one has definitely been
Gotta
on
add
the
that to the
list for
list.
us watching.
I gotta start taking advantage of add to my list or add to my playlist or whatever each different platform calls it, because I'm like, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And I don't go to watch it, and I
And
sit there and I'm like, what do I want to watch next? And I put
And
something
you forget
completely
about
different.
it,
Yeah. So I gotta start
or
taking
you
advantage
can't
of that.
find it. Oh, that's the worst.
The
too.
worst. The worst.
You're like,
I'd
"What was that
rather
one show?"
forget about it than not be able to find it, because then it's like I want to watch it. Why can I not find it?
Right. I need to utilize the Netflix like button better.
I don't at all.
I never do it. And I wonder if we did do that. Cause I mean, you're like me, we watch a lot of stuff on Netflix. Like if we did that, would it actually give us something worth checking out? Or you just look at
So
what's streaming?
I think I think what it's based off is what other people like. It's not basically on what you like.
Yeah, but
It'll be
it's the
like
same
a combination,
thing though, right? It's
sort
like,
of.
oh, I like this. I like Irishman, so it shows me Goodfellas.
Sure, but I think if I read correctly, Netflix pumps up their own stuff quite
No,
a
no
bit.
kidding. Why wouldn't they?
Where you'll get a lot of their stuff and say, oh, because you liked Goodfellas, we put on whatever love story movie they decided to make for the Christmas. And it's like, wait a minute, those are two very different things.
So I was thinking about this today, and for someone that watches a crap load of movies in the movie industry, I should know this, but like the producers of movies, the people that are producing the movies, right? They're spending a lot of money. They try to they recoup a lot of their money in the opening weekend of it going to the theaters. Most of the time, the producers, the who is actually financing the film, gets majority of the money opening weekend, right?
Sure.
Well, like Red Notice, for instance, right? You have The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, what's her name? I forget her name.
Gal Gadot.
Yeah, her, like one of the highest budgeting Netflix films. And you have other producers. How the hell are they making their money back?
I don't know. Let's find out.
I mean,
How do
I know
producers make
Netflix is
money off
doing that to try to bring in subscriptions, just like they did Dave Chappelle, right? The Closer. I don't know if you got a chance to look at that, but that was
I've
awesome.
not watched it yet, but I do want to watch it.
All right. So your homework assignment is to watch The Closer. I don't care what else you watch, but watch The Closer, and then we can talk about it, because that was pretty controversial of his stand-up. And I'd be curious to what
That's what
you
I've heard.
think. I don't think it was, if you actually take it for what it's worth in his stand-up and what he's like. He's brilliant at what he does, like absolutely brilliant.
So
He lays it out there for people and they just take the bait.
So shameless plug on our end. We did an episode with Ryan E. Miller that was hilarious. So make sure you go back and listen to that.
What was that, season 19 or
Yeah, season 22.
episode 1248?
Exactly.
Okay.
So make sure you go back and listen to that because he was absolutely hilarious. But he actually had a post on Twitter just the other day, which good timing on your end for saying that, because
I do what I can.
someone went up on stage when Davian Crockett was doing his stand up, and she went up there to complain that she was offended and everybody else was offended
Over what?
of whatever he had said, which
Of Ryan E. Miller or Dave
No.
Chappelle?
of Davion Crockett.
Oh, okay.
That he had said something, and Ryan E. Miller retweeted the video, and she went up there and saying she was offended. She basically spoke on everybody in the audience, saying that everyone's offended. And Ryan E. Miller said, "Hey, it is your right to be offended, and that is okay, but it is not your right to decide everyone else has to be offended, basically, and ruin the show for everyone else." My whole thing is stand up is stand up, and
What makes these guys so good is that they take these topics that are controversial, or they take
push
these
the envelope.
topics that are sensitive, and they put a different spin on it, or a different view, or they can make light of a crazy. Anthony Jeselnik is phenomenal at that. Like, he's in his stand-up has talked about, like, when there have been like horrific tragedies going on in the news, like he doesn't even know when it happens. He just starts getting text messages from people like, "Don't you dare, don't you
Oh,
talk,"
no.
like, don't, because. But then they find the weird angle on, like, Bill Burr. He did a whole bit on a pilot or a helicopter pilot, which is one of the best bits I've ever seen in my entire life, where it was a helicopter pilot that took over the business for his dad, like his father's business, a family business, and his first write up ever in the business, and is a solo, whatever. The guy committed suicide jumping out of the helicopter. That's a terrible, terrible story.
Yeah.
But the way they find and the way they spin it and the way, like, their comedic lens, they're trying to show like a different view. And it's okay to go through life and these ups and downs, but like, you don't take every word that these people are saying like seriously. It's
Mhm.
crazy. Like, just take a step back and just breathe. It's okay. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
No, I mean, I agree. I mean, you know what you're gonna get when you're gonna with who you're gonna go see. And the thing is, like, I get it. You know, people are gonna be like, well, you can't. There's things that you shouldn't talk about. I mean, I don't think anything is off the tables when it comes to
Nothing's off
stand-up.
the table, but know your limits. Like, if
Yeah,
you're an
absolutely.
amateur, if you can't form
Gone.
yeah, like if you can't form a legitimate, like, unique point of view, and you're not, and it comes off as malicious and there's nothing funny about it, then
Oh yeah, I think that's completely
yeah.
different. Yeah, yeah. They're
I
gonna
mean,
grab the old hook and just pull you off the stage.
in the closer, Dave Chappelle tells a story of a trans woman that he's really good, like, that he was really good friends with, and he tells the story like, it's like people just read the headlines now and that's it.
Mhm.
But they're like, they don't even like listen to what he's saying. Like, he's
Yeah.
joking about half the stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to take a look. And I actually didn't know the name of it. I probably could have put Dave Chappelle in there and just watched it. But I've not watched it yet. I'm still trying to like finish off the things I've been watching. I'm like, let me just finish. Crap.
Well, it's I think like an hour, so you can
It's
do
actually really that's really quick. It's
yeah,
a
you can
quick
do an
stand-up.
hour, and
Yeah,
then
for sure.
watch that, knowing everything that's happened, and then watch. There's a video that released about him talking about how they demanded him to apologize, or like, oh,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he spoke in front of a crowd, which was pretty good too.
I have to check that out too. Yeah, apparently they're doing a documentary on his tour already.
So if I were to tell you to predict the game for LA versus San Francisco tonight, how would you think that game would go? I don't know if you have it open right now.
I do not have it open. When we started recording is when I stopped like looking. It was 14-7 San
Yeah,
Francisco.
but I would definitely think LA would be
I had LA.
dominating this game.
I had LA winning. I don't know about dominating. I had them
Like,
by
win
at
by
least
10.
10 max. I had them by a touchdown.
They're losing 24-7.
Wow.
They are getting crushed. Take a look. What is Matthew? I mean, he just almost threw another interception. I mean, I think Matthew Stafford is becoming the Matthew Stafford that we all know and love as Bears fans. Matthew Stafford is a byproduct of Megatron.
So I enjoyed Matthew Stafford as a player, not just because the Bears always destroyed them, but I appreciated his grit and his like fucking willing to go out there and just play. That dude has heart. I will give him that. He has a lot of heart. That dude, I forgot who it was, but I watched him go back into a game after destroying his arm and finishing off the game on a game-winning drive, and then having to be out the next couple weeks because he stayed in to play.
Him and Kershaw are like best friends. They went to, like, was it high school together?
Yeah, they went to high school together.
Clayton Kershaw. And like, it's crazy to think, like, here, I'm trying to find. I wonder if he's done bad this game. Because
Stafford?
Yeah.
He's 14 for 21, 140 yards, 2 interceptions, touchdown. The running game isn't there either. Henderson has 31 yards.
And them getting Odell.
So I did see that first play to Odell where he just stopped running, and that first interception.
2 interceptions, 140, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 14 to 20. Nah, it's trash.
Yeah, it's not
not
ideal for them.
Hecker, is Johnny Hecker is he the kicker?
Yeah, Hecker's the punter.
So he has Hecker's the punter. You have the kicker, don't you? Gray?
Gay, yeah. Matt Gay.
Yeah. Man, that's their first problem. They got rid of Greg the Leg.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's my boy. Greg the Leg Zerline.
I think he's injured right now, isn't he?
Is he?
I'm not 100% sure, but I thought he was at one point.
On the Cowboys too?
Cowboys. Yeah, which they're doing pretty well right now.
Oh, I mean, I generally would root against the Cowboys, but now having Dak and Zeke, I mean, their offense looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd come back as clean as they did. I actually did have Washington winning the division again this year. I thought Cowboys were going to be rusty, and I thought it was just going to be a toss-up division like it was last year.
I would say the Washington has a good defense, but you can't count on their offense. Like if Dak's healthy, they win just by default. You don't
Sure.
win in this league without a quarterback. We all know that.
I didn't think Dak would be back, to be honest. I thought he was going to be very rusty. So I did think Washington was going to do better. Like I like McLaurin. I like what's their running back, Gibson?
Gibson.
Yeah. They just got screwed after this game against beating Brady, but it cost them everything.
Yeah.
Their Chase Young torn ACL. Their like tight end, backup tight end, and third string tight end all went down.
Or did it help them get a better draft pick?
Probably that, yeah. But we'll see.
Where do we finish as Bears? I feel like we haven't talked about much Bears because it's been bye week, but where do we finish the year?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to actually.
Is there a chance? Is there a chance that we can beat out the Lions for the last bye?
So realistically, I'm giving us 2 more wins.
Yeah, maybe 3, but 2.
Yeah, I'm like a realistic 2. Detroit is next. We should beat them.
Yeah.
Arizona, we if Kyler Murray is still out, I think we have a chance to beat them. It seemed Murray and D-Hop were out, so I think.
Oh, did you figure out our bet yet? We talked about that last week.
I did, and I have it upstairs again. Damn it! I knew I forgot something when I came down here. Hey man, I came here with a bunch of cans in my hand, and I forgot to bring down the paper.
I came with a beer, and then the wife was so kind and brought me some scotch. Oh, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked, but I'm hard turn. 2 Bears, 1 Cave. I got about 5 minutes into this week's episode. You need to. They go through sex toys first off, so that's what I'm going to be doing after this call is watching this on YouTube.
Oh, I didn't know where you're going with that. I was going to,
right?
I think we got to tile it back just in case kids are listening.
But last week's episode on 2 Bears, 1 Cave, I wanted to talk about this. I wrote it down because it's crazy. So we know Bert Kreischer is he's a little out there. He's a little
was just in Chicago too.
I know. God, don't do that. Anyway, well, Tom Segura makes a joke saying that it's okay for Tom to fat shame Bert because Bert has fat shamed Tom all in the past. And Bert takes exception to this because I think he truly feels he's never fat shamed Tom in his entire life. So he's a little sensitive to this. And so Tom just continues with the bit of like, I'm just going to continue saying like, you fat shame me, blah, blah, blah. Bert gets all worked up and he calls his wife. Like he's trying to get everybody on his side, but he's trying. And so Tom's like, you're a little crazy, right? He's like, no, I'm not. He's like, you're a little crazy. So Bert spends the next 15 minutes talking about how he's not crazy, but he also shits his pants. As a grown man, Tom's like times that you shit your pants? He's like, what do you mean times? He's like, weekly? He's like, what do you mean shit your pants? Like dripping down your leg? Bert's like, yeah, I mean, there's a little often times where I'm just like, you're like, oh, how did that get there? I'm like, that is disgusting.
And he just says it like it's like normal for everything.
Like
to do
normal, clear as day. He's like, you don't shit your pants? Like, no, you're a grown ass man. Nobody just. And then previous episodes, he says he sleeps naked. So his poor wife, he shits the bed.
He has to at that point.
God. Man. Sorry. Yeah. So Bears are going to come in. Bears are going to come in second or third. Like a high draft pick. They're going to get blown out by Baltimore. How much are they going to lose by Baltimore?
To Baltimore.
What do you think the line is? 8.5?
The line is currently, let's see if it pulls up right now. The line is currently 6.
No way.
Baltimore
I would take
Baltimore minus
Baltimore
6.
covering that. I would hammer that all day.
It's at minus 110 for 6.5.
Nope. Baltimore beats the Bears,
Bears beat Battlestar Galactica.
and Baltimore beats Battlestar Galactica. The number that keeps jumping in my head is 11 or 12.
Okay.
But I could easily see like 21-3 at halftime.
Okay.
Would you take the Bears at 6?
I might, honestly, just because one, the Ravens don't score this year. They're like basically tied with the Bears as far as how much they're scoring.
But they haven't played the Bears.
They haven't. Oh, I'm sorry. They're not. I'm sorry. Take that back. They're tied as far as how much points they're giving up, not how much points they're getting. Let me rephrase
and
that.
Baltimore
Because Baltimore, everybody scores more than the Bears. So let me make sure I rephrase that to say that properly. Points against are about basically the same. The Ravens defense kind of is not that great. And so I think the running game can put something up.
Think so?
I think the running game can. I would say watch it be like a field goal game. And maybe that's just me being hopeful, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a field goal.
Well, I tell you what, Pro Football Focus has the Chicago giving up 224 points, Baltimore giving up 217. So that's pretty close. But the question is then, the offense, right?
Yeah. The Ravens can get yards quick.
It's
gonna be basically top 3 offense versus a bottom offense, but the defense is what's gonna matter.
Do you think though that Baltimore's offense passing, because the running game isn't the greatest, do you think that's superior to the Bears defense?
I think the Bears defense can stop
the run.
I think they'll stop their passing game actually pretty well.
Really? Marquise Brown catches one for a touchdown.
Yeah, he catches one for a touchdown. I think he catches one for a touchdown. But I'm looking at this right now. Passing yards against per game, Bears are 10th in the league.
Well, that's pretty good.
The Ravens are dead last.
Against the pass?
Against the pass.
That doesn't matter. We can't move the ball anyways.
But the Bears are 10th.
Yeah, but what's the pass rush? That's what you should be looking at.
Yeah. Right. I just pulled up some basic crap from Yahoo real quick. But
so remember we were talking, and I think we can end on this because I'm looking at the standings right now we were talking about who is the front runner for the Super Bowl, right? Like in the AFC, we kind of talked about some teams. We talked about Buffalo, the best rookie quarterback leading the New England Patriots to
which he looked even better this past week.
He looks good. Mac Jones. Oh my God. But I mean, Pittsburgh's looking like they're improving ish.
Yeah.
Kansas City's starting to like not play like an average team. I mean, I don't know. I think the AFC is like wide open. I mean, you're going to have probably New England, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. I mean, they're going to be in the mix. And then you're going to have. You
don't have the Titans. You don't think they're going to keep up?
Well, I didn't get there. So Titans are definitely up there. I don't trust the Titans. I don't think they get there. Like they might go farther in the playoffs. I don't trust them getting to the. Is Derrick Henry coming back?
They said, yeah, he'll be back.
If he comes back and he's 100%, maybe.
Derrick Henry at 80% is scary.
I've never been sold on Ryan Tannehill. I think he's a benefactor of Derrick Henry. I would I just don't think. I don't know. And then I would take Kansas City. I would take the Bill.
You think Kansas City's back?
I don't know. It's still so early. Like there's 18 games this year or 18 weeks, right? 17
Mhm.
weeks.
17 games.
17. Yeah. So like, I don't know. Like there's a lot of time for them to figure it out.
Yeah.
Who are you
I
gonna who are you
mean,
gonna take? Tennessee or Kansas City? Straight up. Always in this NFL is defense and then defaults to the quarterback.
I don't trust Kansas City's defense whatsoever. Period. If we're going to go straight defense, I go Tennessee then.
So what if I were, yeah, I mean, Kansas City has given up only 9 more points than Tennessee.
Sure. But I think,
That's 1 point a game.
yeah, but still, I think I don't trust them at all. Like if I don't think their defense looks good at all. There's been some games where they gave up a lot of points.
Here's
But-
a stat. Tennessee this year has been to 3 overtime games. They lost one to the New York Jets.
Yeah, that was a bad game. That was a terrible game. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the game where what's his name did absolutely nothing, Henry. But then they beat Kansas City 27-3. So if you want to say Kansas City versus Tennessee on it, they did beat them once already this year, 27-3.
Was okay. All right. But
Yeah,
was that with our boy P Mahomes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mahomes threw for 200 yards,
Oh, yeah.
and they put in Haney at the end.
I thought that's when he was banged up.
Might have been. And
Okay.
Derrick Henry didn't even fully go off. He only had 86 yards, which is not a Derrick Henry game.
I mean,
and
they
no
might. They
touchdowns.
have a recipe to go there. I just don't think. I don't think they win. Like it'd
Sure,
be interesting.
I don't think they win it either. But if we're gonna go those two teams, I as of right now, I think Tennessee. If the Chiefs are back, like that wasn't just a really good game on their part. I would go Tennessee over both of them. But I don't really trust Buffalo
about
as much
Buffalo?
anymore. I don't trust them as much anymore.
Hmm.
I went from wow, Buffalo's gonna go.
Defense is so good.
Yeah, but just lately their offense has been scaring me really. But whatever,
Eh,
we'll see.
It's all right. Like, dude,
Except for of course they play the Jets.
135 points against.
Yeah.
Through 9 games. The closest to them is, I believe, yep. Let's see. We have 183. That's the Denver Broncos. We have 180 Green Bay. Holy shit.
Yeah, they're
178 New Orleans. Yeah, 130. We're talking 180s.
Yeah, they put up 3 goose eggs this year already. I do know that. But they also lost to freaking Jacksonville 9-6. They lost to yeah, but they also lost to Tennessee too, who was another team where you said, I don't know. They lost to Tennessee 34-31. You know, like
in Tennessee.
Yeah, but still.
It's true. I mean, and then when I look at Buffalo's, they played the Steelers, Dolphins, Washington, Houston, all to start the year. So that's all trash talent.
Which is an easy. Oh, again, I'm gonna air quote that easy, but yeah, still.
So I guess the 2 favorites then is Tennessee and Buffalo right now.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, at that point, then you're talking about Tennessee. If it would season winner now, Tennessee gets the home field advantage because they have the better record.
So then switching to the NFC, right? You have the NFC West, which is Arizona, and the Rams, 8-2, 7-2. The Rams are just selling out for the if they don't go to the Super Bowl this year or next year, they are in a world of trouble because they have no draft picks forever.
And they might not even have Robert Woods next year either. So Robert Woods might be done with the Rams.
Do you think Green Bay gets it done?
But the furthest they'll make is the NFC Championship if they make it that far.
Who's
then they'll
knocking them
lose.
out?
Anyone,
Cowboys.
literally any team will.
You need a very good pass rush to beat Green Bay.
Any team.
Tampa.
NFC Championship is Green Bay's kryptonite, unless they're playing the Bears.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Next week, we'll see how it shakes out. Guys, we're trying to do a new episode every week on Mondays. This could release late Monday night. So Tuesday, try to have a sneak peek one towards the end of this week too, Thursday maybe, and look for a new episode each week.
Yeah, look for at least one, but let's count on two, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this as much as we are. Hopefully you guys like the new format where we're just kind of just spitballing
Giving
everything
you
and letting it
some
flow.
High educated nonsense.
Highly educated
Nonsense.
But we'll see you guys in a few days, and
Adios, my friend.
okay, bye.
Bye.